there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. In today's video, it is the beginning of December, and we're going to go back and talk about a couple of questions that people have been asking me. Jimmy, when you're doing your reviews and demos and things like that, you do loops, and what are you using to do that? So I wanted to try to answer that question. I think I've answered it before, but I know and I begin to realize that people don't watch all my videos. How come you're not watching all my videos, folks? You need to do that. But I realize that everybody doesn't get all the same information. So I'm going to go over that slightly a little bit today. I'm not going to do a full review of the Roland RC-5, which is what I use for doing my loops. It is the last pedal in my chain on my pedal board down here. But I will show you a little bit about it, and we will do a quick little loop just to go over, the basics of it. There's plenty of loopers out there, much less expensive than the RC-5. The RC-5 is not cheap, but it's not at the very higher end either. It does what I want it to do, which is the reason I picked it up. And I don't use half of the things that it's available to do. You can import MIDI files to it, and you can do all kinds of things. You can import WAV files and use them as backtracks. Tons of different stuff. I pretty much use it to do standard loops when I'm here in the studio and for practicing. And I use the drum backing piece of it for doing those loops. That's about all I use it for. I don't do a ton of, when I originally picked it up, I was going to plan on using the WAV import portion of it where I can bring in backing tracks and use them live on stage, which is the reason I picked it up. But with COVID and all that kind of stuff, that kind of went away. So I'm pretty much simply using it in the studio these days for doing demos and backing tracks and playing along and that type of thing. So it does a great job of doing that. So in the past couple of weeks, folks, I was doing another experiment on YouTube, and I was doing these shorts. And shorts, if you're not familiar with them, are little 1 minute and or less, up to 15 seconds. 15 seconds to a minute, I believe, is the capacity of a what YouTube classifies as a short. And I'm able to cull some of that from the things that I put out. So what I decided to do was just as an experiment to see if it helps the channel or if you guys enjoyed them. And I put out a community post about it, asking about what you think would be good for shorts. So what I did was I culled some of the playing pieces of some of my review and demos. I think I did around 20 or 21 of them in the past couple of weeks just to experiment with it. Yeah, so normal video you shoot on YouTube is in the 16:9 big screen type of situation on a horizontal plane. Shorts can only be done like you would take a film with your camera in a vertical frame, like a 9:6, I think it's called. So it's boxy and they cut off the ends. I don't really like the looks of it, but that's how shorts are done. So culling that from a 16:9 video, sometimes in the up close shots, you don't get to see a lot. So I tried to pick ones that I thought would be adequate for the channel, look okay. So I did that as an experiment. I might actually go and shoot some vertical 9:6 shorts in the future. But for now, I was just experimenting with them. If you have not checked that out on the channel, go to my channel page and look for shorts and click on shorts there, and you'll see around 20, 21 that I've done over the last couple of weeks as an experiment. And one of them was actually shot as a short to begin with, and that was a little trip we made to Woodstock up to Bethel, New York. And it was snowing and breezy that day. The sound quality is not great, but there you go. I wasn't planning on doing it. I just happened to be there, and I went, I got my phone. I'll do a quick short. So that's what I ended up doing. Check out the shorts on the channel and let me know if you like them. Put a little comment here in the comments section. Let me know if you want me to do more or not bother with them or whatever. Okay. So anyway, today we're going to take a look at the RC-5, how I set up and do a loop. And again, it's pretty simple. With a looper, I have found out over the years that your best option of doing a loop is try to get that loop as quickly as you can and make it as short as you can. So today we're going to do that, and we're just going to check out a little piece. And let's take a look at the RC-5 before we get into it. Okay, so here's my actual pedal board setup, how I currently have it. And as you can see, I've got basically two separate pedal boards. One on the right is my studio board, and the one on the left is what I would take with me in the event of a live application, although I would switch things around a little bit. As you can see, I have two Imperos. One is for, again, studio side, and the other is for a live situation, so I can not have to reprogram anything. I could actually just take them with me. So my looper here is the RC-5 loop station. This is what I use for doing my little loops in my review videos and what have you. And as you can see, it is the RC-5 loop station. It is the Boss, and I have it hooked up currently for a mono feed. And you can see it has the dual inputs on this side, dual outputs on this side. It is MIDI capable, and also wave and portable capable. This particular loop station is got 13 hours of total recording capability. You can do 99 different phase memories. It is a 32-bit unit, 44.1 kHz stereo unit, so it sounds really, really good. And that's the reason I went with the RC-5. It is a 32-bit, whereas the RC-1 is a 16-bit. This includes 7 different kits for your drum backup. You've got 7 different kits on here with 57 patterns and 2 variations, an A-B variation that you can change. It does have the graphic LCD display, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and you can see what we're talking about here, and it's in memory 1 right now. And you can see the tempo is blinking, where I'll be able to change the tempo of whatever kit I decide I'm going to use, different pattern. So it's got a nice LCD display on here. Now if I go to the tempo, you can see where I can change the tempo here. Right now it's at 120 beats per minute, and I can slow it down to whatever I want, or increase it to whatever I want, up to, I believe. Let's see how far it actually goes. It goes up to 300 beats per minute, which is really, really fast. And down to, you can go all the way down to 40 beats per minute. So pretty versatile. Again, to get to the drum tracks, you would hit these 2 buttons here, and you can see your setup, general, and your control. MIDI control if you wanted to use it for MIDI, your storage. You can do your resets and all that kind of thing from there. If I go to that, with both of them blinking, means I would be starting the beat with the loop when I go ahead and play it. I usually set my drum beat up first for something I'm going to play to, and then choose my kit if I'm using the drums for a backing piece. But anyway, I'm not going to go into a full review of the RC-5. I just want to let you know what I use, because people have been asking, and how to set up a basic loop with the RC-5. Okay, so there's a quick look at the RC-5. Again, not a full review of it. I'm just showing you some of the features and the reason I picked it out. It's a great little unit. If you can afford to get one, or looking at any other type of looper, I know Ditto's got some very inexpensive loopers, and I've got loopers in both of my Imperos. I have the original Boomerang looper that I bought back in 1999. It's about this big, but the RC-5 sounds very, very good. And of course, Boss has different versions of the RC-5. They have the RC-1, and they have other even more expensive ones. But this had the features I was looking for. So all we're going to do today is do a quick little loop here. I just grabbed the Jaguar because it was sitting on the stand. So ideally, like I said, I set up a tempo first. And we're going to make that a little bit quicker. But not that fast. Now the screen on that is telling me the tempo is at 100 beats per minute. So I'm going to just try that for a second. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Give it a little bit more groove. Now that's at 93 beats per minute. sounds about right, at least for today's experiment anyway. Let me go down to the pickups. That was in the rhythm circuit. There we go. I'm going to be using, let's see. That sounds pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that. Okay, so right now I have both those buttons flashing as I showed you in the RC-5 thing. So what I'm going to do is when I hit the pedal here on the loop station, it will start recording the loop. And I'm going to try to keep that loop as short as I possibly can and come in right as I'm hitting the pedal. So here we go. We're going to try it. I'm going to count it off in my head into you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I missed it. So that's what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Terrible. So I'm going to erase that, and I erase it by holding that button down, and that memory piece is gone. So let's try it one more time. And again, I'm going to come in 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my loop. Now to turn that loop off and save it, well, I haven't really saved it, but I haven't erased it from memory. I hit that button twice, and that button twice. So that loop, all I have to do is hit the button to start it. Hit it twice to stop it. Okay, so there you go. There's a a basic loop using the loop station and the drum kit type of feature. Okay, so I'm going to bring out the Squire here, the Cabronita Tele Baritone, and lay down a bass track to that same loop that we just did with the Jazzmaster here. So let's listen to the loop. Now realize that the baritone is normally tuned, and this one is B to B, so B on the high end, then your F sharp, then all the way down to your B again on the E string. So you have to convert that because I played that piece in E, so that would be an E on the B baritone. So let's go ahead and try that. We'll play the track here. I think I got it. I think that's usable, so that's the piece I'm going to go ahead and play. So we're going to count it in. Okay, so now we've got the basic quick loop with the Jazzmaster with the rhythm piece in E. We used the baritone tuned B to B with a quick little bass line. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and use the Indio, the HSS Strat on this little piece here, and we'll see what we got. So let's go ahead and listen to the background. And there you have it. So something like that, or you can even add, you can continue to put more on the loop and then play with that as well. So let me see if I can do something like that. Let me give a little. Let's just try it. Now we'll go back and put the lead on. And there you go. So you can do stuff like that, again, with just a very quick little loop, like I showed you on there. And if you, for some reason, like for instance, if I wanted to take that last piece off, that those little harmony pieces there, I could do that as well. Listen. Now listen. Those pieces are gone now. So you can remove the last loop that you did. So if you started a loop and you had 3 layers of it, you can remove the last loop simply by hitting the button. And then of course you can completely wipe that complete loop off simply by turning it off and or holding that button and hitting the other, and then remove that entire thing from memory. So right now that entire piece I just got done doing was in memory number 1, and I have 99 more to go on here. So you can completely do just about anything you want. Again, I don't use it as intensively as it's capable of being used. Again, the intention was to use it live, and the COVID years kind of took that away from me, and took it away from a lot of musicians, unfortunately. But I'm not sad that I don't have it, because I use it a lot here in the studio. And it does work very, very well for me in this situation as well. So there we go, folks. We're going to wrap it up for today. I hope you enjoyed the little look at the RC-5 loop station from the folks at Roland, Boss. I have a bunch of older Boss stuff as well. Maybe I'll go through that as a nostalgia piece for you later, some other time. But anyway, for today, we're going to wrap it up, folks. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Thank you for all the subscribers coming on over to the good side, guys. Thank you so much. Again, check out the shorts if you haven't. We experimented with that for a couple of weeks. We did about 20 of them every day for a couple of weeks. So please enjoy that and let me know what you think. Until next time, folks, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long. Please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Be kind to each other, folks. It's the holiday season, and we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.